Aloha kakayaka, aloha mai kako, aloha. On behalf of our very talented board of the Hawaii Tourism Authority and our hardworking staff, we welcome you to this conference. This year done in collaboration with the Hawaii Visitors Convention Bureau, Council of Native Hawaiian Advancement, Kilohana Collective, and the Hawaii Lodging and Tourism Association. These type of conferences gives us an opportunity to network as well as to hear what the current trends might be or what is anticipated or expected as we face the many challenges that confront our #1 industry in the state. I've just returned from 2 weeks on the road, being in Southern California and in Tokyo. Senator Decoit was with us, and I gotta tell you, it reminds me of a song my brother used to do back in the day about you can travel here and there, you can travel everywhere, but there is no place like Hawaii. It feels really good to be back home. And why? Because this is the conference that I'm coming to today. I'd like to give you a perspective of where we are based on my personal experience of coming on the Hawaii Tourism Authority. I came on in August, about a little more than a year ago, and I was well aware of the challenges that the authority had faced, having gone through a legislative session that again saw the agency being defunded for the second straight year, that again witnessed calls for changes in leadership, or most importantly, the abolishment of the authority, or even merge within another agency. What I didn't expect was the wildfires that occurred in August and the enormity of those challenges that we would face going forward. And so with the support of the board, when I was asked and selected by fellow colleagues to be the chair in December, my overarching goal and objective was, when you talk about HTA, I wanted the authority to stand out. I didn't want the A to stand for Hawaii Tourism Afterthought. And with the hard work of the staff, with the support of our very talented board, we were able to overcome some of the perceptions and challenges and weakness that has hurt our association, our authority in the past. So let me just give you a few examples. Number one, we went from zero funding for 2 years to recurring funding of $63 million. Number two, with the support of key legislators, we were able to codify destination management, which is the way we're going to roll, not just with an emphasis on marketing, but also management and stewardship. Number three, we increased the salaries to fill 2 very key positions. Number one, the selection of a permanent president and CEO, and the selection of a chief branding officer. Number four, we were able, again, with the support of the legislature, to be able to receive additional capital funding for this beautiful convention center. And most importantly, no more talk of abolishing the Hawaii Tourism Authority. No more talk about having us merge within another department. These were very significant accomplishments. So where are we? I call it the 3 R's. Number one, there's a renewed sense of purpose. Renewed sense of purpose, because now it's clear to everyone that marketing of tourism and management of tourism go hand in hand. Number two, we now have reinvigorated ourselves with a boundless sense of energy and optimism, because we have the tools, funding, and the ability to also have new positions filled. And last but not least, there is a newfound respect for us across the board. And that's because now more than ever, we're collaborating with the private industry. This recent saturation mission in Los Angeles, and you will see when HVCB compiles the results, that the $1.5 million that was put in by HTA, thanks to the vote and support of the board, was matched by more than 2 to 3 to 1 by what the private sector put in when we went to Los Angeles. That's a very key fact to remember. And we now have, I believe, a renewed sense of purpose, and the legislature sees us much differently than how they see in the past. To wit, we could not have done the saturation mission. You'll hear more about it during my luncheon speech today, without the support and participation of Mayor Richard Bisson from Maui and Governor Josh Green of Hawaii. Let's put our hands together for those two individuals. They're not here, but clap loud enough to hear. And when we went to Tokyo, we were accompanied by the Senate Tourism Chair, by the Senate Ways and Means Chair, by the Senate Higher Education Chair, by the Vice Speaker of the House, by the Majority Leader of the House, and by a state representative who's about to be a council member. 6 legislators accompanied us to Tokyo, Japan, to that very important market. So it brings now me to a point where I say, where are we and where are we going to go from here? I follow the admonition of the good book. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I don't want our friends at the legislature or the private industry to feel that we're going to rest on our laurels or we are satisfied. I see 3 areas that I'd like to see done. Number 1, accelerate the messaging, that we are open for travel and that we welcome guests to our islands. We started with the Makaukau Maui campaign that HTA launched to say that Maui was ready to basically put people back to work. And then we saw in our Japanese market, they went to the Yapari message, the beautiful Hawaiian Islands. And then HVCB pivoted us to an opportunity for us now to amplify that message, that it's all about the people, the place, the Hawaii Islands that brings you here. And when you hear, and we'll show it today at lunch, what Governor Green and Mayor Bisson said about travel to Hawaii, let me be clear. No more mixed messaging, whether in fact we're open. We are open, and we want visitors to come back, as long as they understand the key tenets that we've held so dear and tenaciously in the past, to malama this place when you come here, and also to look for ways in which you can contribute to make us a better place to live, work, and raise our families. Number 2, I want to accelerate additional funding, and amplify upon that. People remember the good old days when HTA used to receive $90 million plus in marketing. We've come a long way to go from 0 to 63. I think we need to continue to increase that, and with the support of the board and working with the staff, we intend to ask for more additional support, because we are still in a crisis mode. We are still in an emergency situation. And both the mayor and governor understand that, and it's our job to demonstrate that if we are going to have additional funding, then we have to demonstrate that we have an action plan that's going to yield results and make sure that we make this place thrive under our number 1 industry that creates, as you heard from our Senate Tourism Chair, more than 200,000 jobs, a $20 billion industry. No other industry comes as close to what the industry can do for all our people. I also want to see opportunities for us to amplify some marketing objectives. MCI travel, huge, you all know that. For every dollar we spend for a big city event to come here, more than $15 is what we accrue as an ROI. And we've seen it personally here, whether it's FestPac, which is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to see our ohana throughout the Pacific come together, or the Okinawan Cultural Festival, or some of the other big city events we come here, we want to be able to move that. And also, I want to echo the support for sports tourism. It is a growing industry throughout the United States. This week, we're going to see in our islands, Los Angeles Clippers are coming into town. They're going to play the Golden State Warriors. HTA's funding has allowed this to happen. But while they're here, you're going to see them exercise destination management with clinics and with picking a school that we recommended, a Nui Nui, the only native Hawaiian public school system in the DOE that's going to benefit from a classroom that's going to be renovated, as well as their basketball courts that are going to be resurfaced. And for the first time, a visiting team is going to do clinics on the North Shore, the Golden State Warriors. So can you imagine that? Our kids are going to be able to go to clinics here by the Clippers, at the University of Hawaii Stan Sheriff Center, and now at the BYU Hawaii out there on the North Shore, thanks to the cooperation of the Warriors and the Clippers. Senator DeCoit alluded to the fact that the Rams are very interested in making Hawaii a permanent place for them to do some kind of regular engagement. We're going to review that proposal. We really believe what really strikes us as very appealing is they want to do it on the island of Maui. They love Maui, and they want to give back in major and meaningful ways. When it comes to the destination management aspect, in my mind, it's all about the hotspots. In this conference, you're going to hear about what has been done at Haena Park, thanks to the strong leadership exemplified by that area council member at that time, representative. We're talking about Representative Nadine, who has done a great job in bringing the leadership that was needed for Haena. We've seen it happen in the past was on the city council in making sure that if we're going to charge a fee to enter an attraction such as Hanauma Bay, it must go back to the ongoing preservation and sustainability and education of that. And HTA started a pilot project in Hana, again, using the same tactics that was used by Nadine in Haena, where you brought the community together, you engaged them, you solicited their ideas, so how to mitigate traffic, how to make it easier for people, whether you're a resident or a visitor that's going to visit Hana. I want to see more of that happen. I want to be able to work through the DMAP process so that we can drill down to ensure that these hot spots that have been causing so much controversy and the like, that we at the Hawaii Tourism Authority step out in front and play a leadership role. When we were in Japan, we had an opportunity to visit Haneda Airport. And I saw there that there is a memorandum of agreement between Daniel K. International Airport, led by the State Department of Transportation, and Haneda Airport. And what was very successful there in the past has been an Aloha Marketplace. It was held there. And we call it oftentimes a pop-up makeke. I want to work with Director Tokioka. I want to work with Director Sniffen, Department of Transportation. How can we come about with a reciprocal agreement where it's more than a pop-up? It's a permanent marketplace for Hawaii products there at Haneda, and a permanent marketplace in reciprocity for Japan to have something at DKI. That's what destination management is all about, is reaching down so that people in our community can amplify that message of buy local, shop local, eat local, purchase local. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. If our residents feel they are benefiting from our wonderful #1 industry, there'll be more support as we go down the line. And last but not least, I want to accelerate workforce development. This is an issue that has been neglected far too long by government in working with the hospitality industry. Hospitality industry is to blame also because we've been working in silos. We need to benefit from the fact that if this is the #1 industry and there's funding to be able to incentivize our young people to come into the workplace, and if it's a hospitality job, all the better, let's do it. HTA a few years ago started the Ho'ilina Scholarship, and now working with Senator Dela Cruz, there's funding the Department of Labor to provide full 4-year scholarships for local public high school students to receive room and board and tuition at the Scheidler School of Management. We also partnered with Denise Yamaguchi and Roy Yamaguchi to provide apprenticeship funding so that our chefs who aspire to be the next Roy Yamaguchi, Alan Wong, Sam Choi, can be trained here and get a CIA certificate while going to the Culinary Institute of the Pacific here. And I look forward to, again, putting forth an effort to try to get some funding from the Hele Omua program that is within the Department of Labor that provides internships now for state government. Why not internships for those in the hospitality industry across the board, so that attractions, restaurants, airlines, hotels can all benefit from that? This is a tall order, and I know it only can be done if we continue to have your support. So let me do two things first. Thank you, mahalo, mahalo, faftai, faftai, for all the support that you have given us to put us in a better place today. But our work is not over. We're going to have to continue to reach out to you, to ask for your support, to go for it, because we have a very robust agenda. And I hope you will understand and appreciate that we are there for you, and we want to do the best that we can with these precious tax dollars that comes from our visitors and our locals who stay at our local accommodations. Mahalo nui loa, aloha ke akua.